It's noon. The Norfolk Public School District's Board of Education meeting is called to order. Roll call.
Terry Bauer. Present. Cindy Booth.
Present.
Brenda Carhart.
Present.
Beth Shashikant.
Present.
Tom Stanton.
Present.
Sandy Wolf.
Present.
All members are present. We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. This is a legal meeting of the Board of Education as advertised by the means specified in board policy. A complete copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the boardroom for your review. A copy of the agenda is available at the desk of the recording secretary. Please stand and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. We are now to public comments. This is the time during the meeting when the public may request to address the board. According to state law, if you wish to comment, you must identify yourself, including your address, your name, the name of the organization you represent, and the topic that you wish to address. Public comment cards are located at the media table in the back of the room. Please pick up a card and provide the required information if you plan to speak. Each individual's comments will be limited to 3 minutes, and the total cumulative time for all public comments will be limited to 30 minutes. Please note that the board cannot discuss or act upon matters that are not listed on the agenda. Therefore, board members will not respond to your comments or questions. If you wish to request that an item be placed on a future board agenda, you may contact the superintendent or her assistant during normal business hours. Also note that concerns related to school personnel need to be addressed to the superintendent using the approved district protocol. Individuals who make false, defamatory, or slanderous statements during public comments may be held legally liable. Slanderous comments are not protected just because they are made at board meetings. Additional procedural guidelines are available at the media table. Would anybody like to speak? No. Okay, that will close public comments. We're to reports and discussion items. 5.1 is finance and facility. Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Madam President. The total amount of claims to be approved on the consent agenda by specific fund are listed below. General Fund, $269,064.68. Nutrition Fund, $349,386.71. Cooperative Fund, $397.89. Subsidiary Fund, $10,354.70. Special Building Fund, $702,682.75. Senior High Activity Fund, $46,148.01. Junior High Activity Fund, $1,977.40. Student Fee Fund, $1,792.78. All these claims have been reviewed by the Finance and Facility Committee.
Thank you, Eric. We are to consent agenda. 6.1 is the minutes of the meeting on October 14th. They are there for your review. Personnel, resignations. Dr. Thompson.
I do have one resignation for your consideration. Emily Durst, English language learner teacher at Norfolk Senior High School, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Emily, do we know what she's doing?
She has already accepted a position for next school year.
Thank you. Okay. Claims. Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Madam President. Attached are the claims. These claims were reviewed by our Finance and Facilities Committee. There are 3 conflict statements that will need to be read before voting today.
Thank you, Eric. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second the motion.
We have a motion by Beth and a second by Brenda. Is there any discussion?
I'll go for it.
Abundance of caution, I hereby declare a potential conflict of interest and abstaining from voting on Claim 469, 470, 471, and 472 for the month of October in the consent agenda for this meeting. Those are related to expenses for the State School Board Convention in November. I have signed and filed this written disclosure with the Secretary of the Board. It is my intent to vote on all other remaining items listed on the consent agenda. My vote on the remainder of the consent items should not be taken as a vote one way or the other on the items which I have identified or any matters set forth therein or related thereto.
Out of an abundance of caution, I hereby declare a potential conflict of interest and am abstaining from voting on claims number 465, 466, 473, and 474 for the month of October in the consent agenda for this meeting. Those are also related to my attending the State Education Conference next month. I have signed and filed this written disclosure with the Secretary of the Board. It is my intent to vote on all other remaining items listed on the consent agenda. My vote on the remainder of the consent items should not be taken as a vote one way or the other on the items which I have identified or any of the matters set forth therein or related thereto.
Out of an abundance of caution, I hereby declare a potential conflict of interest and am abstaining from voting on claim 467, 468, 479, and 480 for the month of October in the consent agenda for this meeting. These are also for the State Education Conference I'll be attending in November. I have signed and filed this written disclosure with the Secretary of the Board. It is my intent to vote on all other remaining items listed on the consent agenda. My vote on the remainder of the consent items should not be taken as a vote one way or the other on the items which I have identified or any of the matters set forth therein or related thereto.
Please vote.
Motion carried, 6-0.
Thank you, Callan. Next is action items, and I show no action, so we are to future meetings. The next meeting will be on Monday, November 11th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m., and the second monthly meeting of the Board of Education is scheduled for Monday, November 25th, 2024 at noon. All components of these meetings will be held at the Norfolk Public Schools Central Administration Offices and will be open to the public unless an executive session is needed in order to protect the interest of the district or the reputation of an individual. With that, we're going to say meeting adjourned.